The title of this video is New Car Salesman. Watch this video before you start selling cars. Before you start selling cars, there's a lot of things that you're going to need to understand and incorporate in your daily plan for you to become successful. And the number one reason why guys fail is because they don't set the expectations right. They have no idea what relationships they're trying to cultivate. They have no idea what their daily habits should be. They have no idea what they should actually be doing on a daily basis when you get started in car sales. I remember when I first started in car sales, I got started just because I had no other options. I needed to make money as fast as I could. And the automotive industry was literally the only way out that I had, where I could make money right away. And I knew I would be successful if I focused on these 4 key aspects that I'm going to share with you today. But if you are a new sales rep that's getting started in the automotive industry, I want you to know, before you get started, you're literally entering an industry where making an income, the sky is the limit. You can make 100,000, 150, 200,000, 250,000, 300 consistently year after year in this industry. And who knows about the future? If you get a part of the right automotive group, if you're a part of an automotive group that is growing, where you have leaders that are young, where you have a CEO that is still in the game, you don't know how far this business could take you. You could be worth millions by the end of it. You could have partnerships. You could have a piece of the pie of that company. You don't know, but there are a lot of automotive dealers out there, a lot of automotive groups that are still growing, that are looking for young, hungry individuals who are going to add to their book of business, who are going to help their industry grow, who are going to help their dealerships grow. And I can tell you right now, finding good people is one of the hardest things that any business has acquiring. Acquiring individuals who are sharp, who are business-minded, who have strong work ethic, who are loyal, is one of the hardest things that you can find. But if you can become one of those people, this industry can completely change your life. You will make more money than you ever thought you could. You will be living in a house. You will be going on vacations that you had only dreamt of. And you will literally pinch yourself when you were on the beach, sitting there in Maui like I did, wondering how a guy like me had the audacity, how I got the life that I have now. You'll be literally looking at your kids and you'll be wondering how daddy was able to put together a life like this after everything that he had been through. That could be you, because that is me. But if you're a new car salesman, let's get started with this video. Let's actually get into it. The first thing that you want to do is you want to manage expectations. So when you get started, you're probably going to think that, oh, you're going to have so much help. All the sales guys around you, they're going to support you. People are going to come to you and try to act like they're helping you. And some of them might genuinely have interest in you to help you. But I can tell you right now, the expectation that I want you to have is that the salespeople around you, they probably will not help you. They're trying to build their own business. They're trying to feed their own families. It's a dog-eat-dog world. When customers walk in, that's literally, if you sell a car, you're taking money out of their pockets. This is how normal people think. This is not how you're going to think, but this is how normal people think. So what I want you to do is, I don't want you to expect like a whole bunch of support and help from your colleagues around you. And honestly, I don't even want you to expect a lot of help from your management team at all. Okay? They might have some sort of training program. They might have some sort of videos that you can watch. They might have some sort of onboarding program. But after that, you're off to the races and you are on your own. And if you don't prove yourself, probably I would say in the first 2 to 3 months, you are going to be out of there, and you might be out of a job and one of those careers where, had you done this career right, you could have changed your whole life. But now what you're going to do is you're going to find you're going to find yourself at a regular 9-to-5 job, hating your life, not making the money that you always wanted to make, not having enough money to invest, not having enough money to do whatever side hustle that you want to do. So in the first 2 to 3 months, you are going to be on your own. Don't expect anything from anybody. Okay? But along with managing expectations, you also got to make sure that you cultivate the right relationships. The relationships that you want to cultivate at the very beginning are the relationships with your managers. Okay, those relationships are so important. That's the relationship that you want to create. And your managers, might have a short fuse, might be very busy, might say things sometimes that you don't really like, but at the end of the day, are you here to change your life? Are you here to play the game, or are you here to let the game play you? At the end of the day, you got to remember, treat this like a game. No matter what you say, no matter how you feel, your managers will play a huge role in you moving forward in your career and being able to sell more cars. And this is as real as I'm going to be with you. So you are playing the game. Put your ego to the side. Okay? Stop being so sentimental, stop being so emotional, and let's get in the game and play the game. But cultivate the right relationships. You're going to want to make sure that you have good relationships with your managers, good relationships with your finance managers. I see new guys all the time because they have this ego and they're like, oh, you can't talk to me this way. He treats me like shit. I can't believe he said that to me. Well, guess what? That's your ego talking. It takes time to cultivate relationships. Welcome to the real world. Welcome to the automotive industry where everybody tells you the way it is. There's no sugarcoating. Welcome to the locker room. When you're in a sports team, if you're an athlete, do you remember the kind of conversations your coach would have with you in the locker room? How were they? Did he sugarcoat things? He gave you praise when you needed it, but he gave you shit when he knew that you deserved it. So don't let this affect you internally. The guys are just doing their job, but it's your job to cultivate those relationships. The second thing that you're going to need to remember is that your work ethic will outperform your talent. If you're getting involved in this industry and you don't expect to work your fucking balls off the first 1 year, 2 years, don't even get in it. You don't deserve the money. You don't deserve the paycheck. You don't even deserve to have those dreams that you do of one day traveling the world, maybe having a yacht, maybe having that nice car that you always wanted, maybe having that big house with a pool in the back. Forget about those dreams. Let them go because you don't deserve it. You don't have the work ethic. So don't waste anybody's time. But if you do, if you're ready, if you understand that your work ethic will outperform your talent, then let's get ready to rock. And you will definitely rock if you go in with that mentality that, hey, I'm going to outwork every single person in my dealership. I don't give a shit how long they are, how long they're there for, but I'm going to be the guy who outworks them all. You'll be successful. I'm telling you that right now. Okay? People always talk about this work-life balance. Look, at the end of the day, you got to sacrifice something to get something in return. Okay? Either you sacrifice something right now or you sacrifice your future. The guys who get started in this industry in the first 3 to 6 months and decide that, oh, work-life balance, this and that, that's fine. If that's for you, that's okay. Go ahead and do that. But I can tell you right now, you will live an average life and make an average paycheck. And if you're okay with that, no problem at all. You can do this in this industry. But if you got big goals and big dreams, and you want your kids to go to Ivy League schools, and you want them to go to private schools, and you want to provide them with the best education, these are the choices that you're going to need to make. Either you sacrifice a little bit of your time, or you sacrifice your kids' dreams. And I can tell you right now, you can always make it work if you are willing to make it work. So be ready to work hard. The third thing is you got to remember that you're not an employee. You are running your own business when you get into this dealership. The reason why, I was able to, if I look at the guys that I started with who are in this industry when I first absolutely started, majority of them are out of this business right now. The number one reason why is because they felt like they were always an employee. For me, I always treat this like my own business. I don't, my managers or, my upper management, they very, very rarely, everybody needs reminders, but they very, very, very rarely have to tell me, basically they give me direction. But at the end of the day, I treat this business like my own business. I put in policies and procedures. I don't need to be told what to do. When I see things and I think I need to change things, I go in there and I adapt. I treat the business like my own. If there's garbage outside of my dealership, I'll go pick it up because that dealership is mine. I treat it like it's my own. And you treat this business like it's your own, it'll pay you like a business owner. But if you treat this like, if you just clock in and clock out, the saddest thing I see is sales guys, they literally leave, get there right at 9, and they leave right at 5. I can tell you right now, those people at my dealership right now that have that type of mentality, they're just getting by. But the guys, the top 3 or 4 guys who consistently make over $10,000 every single month, young guys, I'm talking just 10K. A lot of them make over 15K too, but consistently, the habits that I see is that, they treat the dealership like it's their own business. They don't wait right till 5. I don't have to tell them. They let me know when they're leaving, but very rarely do they come and let me know that they're leaving at 5. They show up early and they always leave late. And that goes back to my second point. Your work ethic will always outperform your talent. And last but not least, look, rejection is just a part of the game. You'll be rejected many, many, many times in this business, but you cannot take it personally. You have to literally have a short memory and you have to move on. You have to get very good at following up with clients. You got to understand that in this day and age, people are very educated. People, very leery about making decisions right away. People are very leery about getting screwed over. People want to make sure they do all of their due diligence. They don't want to be paying for a car for the rest of their life. They've heard all these horror stories online, like from all these YouTube channels that, honestly are always sharing bullshit and fear. That's why they get so many views and so many subscribers, because so many people out there, they buy into fear and negativity. But I want you to remember, put yourself in your client's shoes. So they might reject you the first time. You might not get the deal right when the client walks in, but if you follow with the customer correctly, if you give them the best experience that you can possibly, if you treat them like a human being, if you give them a great walk around, a great presentation, and you make them feel like it's like they're talking to a friend back in the day. If you make them feel that way, I'm telling you right now, they will go to another dealership and they'll get a fucking terrible experience, because this industry is full of guys who are not trained, who are greedy, who just think about themselves. But if you treat them like a human being and you do the things that I'm telling you to do, they will buy a car from you. They will come back to you just because of the experience that you gave them. This industry will absolutely change your life. If you need any help with anything at all, you can reach out to me on Instagram, or you can text me at 778-928-0430, and I'll make sure I answer all the questions that you have. But until next time, I'll see you later.